Hi, my name is Rebecca. I have narcolepsy, and this is my channel, My Narcoleptic Life. Jumping in quickly with a disclaimer because I forgot to put it in. I am not a doctor or a medical professional. I'm just somebody that experiences narcolepsy, and I'm sharing my experiences. Seek professional medical help if you are struggling. So today I am kind of doing like a part 2. I made a video talking about my medication. This video is going to talk more about some of the natural things that I do to either help me sleep or stay awake. Basically natural treatments for my narcolepsy. I do have a head cold, so I don't feel very good right now. But I'm home and I have free time and I actually have time to record. So I'm taking advantage of it. I'm sorry I'm a hot mess. Let me go ahead and start. So let me start by saying none of the natural remedies I found are remedy. They just help mitigate the symptoms, and none of them are as good as medication. However, I don't want to become too dependent on high doses of medication, which is why I incorporate some of the natural things. Okay. So, first I'm going to talk about some of the things I do to wake up in the morning and stay awake during the day, and then I'll talk about some of the things that I do at night. I'm also going to talk about some things that were kind of a fail. Okay. So, first thing is alarm clocks. I don't wake up well in the morning. I don't hear alarm clocks. I'm late all the time. I don't have a solution to this yet, but I possibly have a solution in the mail. The best solution is to have a person or an animal that's super annoying and will make sure I get out of bed in the morning. Family member, roommate, whatever. Someone that just aggravates the crap out of me. It was my mom when I was a kid, and my dad. After I got married, my husband took on the role, and actually after a few months of living together, he reached out to my mom and was like, she's impossible. What am I doing wrong? Help me, because I'm gonna kill her. So not easy to wake up. I've tried every alarm clock, I swear. One of the ones that worked the best, but still only worked for, maybe a few months, like 6 months maybe, was I had an alarm clock designed for deaf people, and it had this like disc that you could put under your bed, and it would vibrate the mattress, and it flashed really bright lights, and the sound it made was like obnoxiously loud. That worked the best, but it was still only temporary. After a while, my body and my brain learned how to sleep through that. So then we moved the vibrating like disc thing from under the mattress into a steel soup pot next to the bed, which again made an obnoxiously loud noise, which helped for a little while, and then eventually I was able to ignore that. So that alarm clock eventually broke, and it's kind of expensive, so I didn't bother replacing it. I instead just switched to one of these, which is a daylight alarm clock. So it's got a light on it that's supposed to simulate daylight. Oh wow, that's like super bright. And specifically, it simulates the sunrise. So let me see if I can turn it down. It starts off like really dim, and you can set it for like an hour before you get up, and it'll start slowly increasing the light. That's the lowest, and it'll increase it all the way up to that's the brightest. Oh, that's the brightest. And it also makes like sound. That worked for a week with the light like directly pointed at my face, and now it doesn't do anything. I do keep this alarm clock though, and I'll talk about why I keep it later on. So I also mentioned that I have something in the mail that's coming. I'm gonna make a separate video for this because hopefully, fingers crossed, I've found the solution. It's called the Pavlok Shock Watch, and it's a watch style, like a wristband style alarm clock that literally will shock you to help wake you up. So again, it should be arriving today if USPS is telling the truth. So I do want to make a separate video about that and a review of that from a narcolepsy standpoint. Now, for staying awake during the day, so I do drink caffeine still, but I do not drink nearly as much as I used to, and I try and stop drinking it at 2 p.m. to make sure that I can still sleep. The caffeine that I drink, I don't care for soda, but I do really like coffee and tea, so I'll do that. Or I had caffeinated seltzer water I found recently I kind of like. I try not to go crazy with the caffeine because it will keep me up at night. So 2 or 3 is my limit. And if I do 3, then 2 of those were like a smaller amount of caffeine, like a lighter tea or something like that. And again, I use this light because it does simulate daylight, and daylight is supposed to like do things with your circadian rhythm to help you keep awake. And so like I'm a teacher too, so in my classroom I have these really beautiful windows, and I'll open the curtains to try and get some daylight in, to help signal whatever is supposed to work. Now for staying awake during the day, I also do a couple other things. So first of all, I know that this is controversial, and I'm not trying to market a special MLM company to you because I don't believe in that. But I do use essential oils, sort of. Okay, it's not the end all be all, and it's not going to cure everything. This is just some generic brand I got at my local health food store, and it is a peppermint essential oil. If you sell essential oils, you probably want to skip the next few minutes because I'm about to trigger you, okay? So technically, the right way to use an essential oil is to mix it with a carrier oil or like to diffuse it or something. That's not how I do it. Okay, peppermint oil low-key burns a little bit when you use it. So I will take a little bit and dab it directly onto my finger, no carrier oil, and rub it into like my hairline next to my temples. I'll rub my wrist right here. Let me get some on my wrist. And then I dab it onto my wrist, and then I like hit the back of my neck. It tingles. Like low-key my eyes are like, oh, okay. But it keeps me awake. So I do it. Not all the time, not every day, but like when I'm having one of those moments where I'm like, I'm fighting a sleep attack and I think I can push through, that's one of the techniques that I use. Chewing gum also does a similar thing, especially if it's a really strong minty gum, like something that low-key hurts while you're chewing it, or like Altoid mints will also help. But I find this one to be a longer lasting effect because with the gum and the mints, that flavor's gone pretty quickly, whereas this sticks around a little bit longer. I also, since we've started wearing masks, I put it on the inside of my mask, and then put my mask on, and it kind of irritated my skin a little bit, so I haven't done that since. And I almost forgot, you can buy some chapsticks that are kind of minty. That also helps. The other thing that I do is eating can be a trigger for me, especially if it's like a carb heavy meal, potatoes or like, you know, pasta or something. But if I eat something that's really annoying but light, it will keep me awake. So sunflower seeds are the most portable and cheapest version of that. Sometimes I'll also do boiled peanuts or pistachios, but boiled peanuts don't really keep well in a purse, and pistachios are kind of expensive. So I typically go with sunflower seeds. The act of shelling sunflower seeds is super, like, these are hard to eat. They're high maintenance, I guess, and so that, like, I don't know, it helps keep me awake. Especially if I'm like driving or doing something really mundane, like studying or like writing lesson plans or something. I also do it in meetings, which I know the people around me probably think it's disgusting. I'm sorry. It's not, I'm not trying to gross you out. The other thing, and I'm not at work so I can't show you, is having a standing workstation does a lot. I also have like one of those yoga balls that you can sit on, which sometimes helps, but really standing is the best thing for me. And just in general, physical activity and exercise, getting up and forcing myself to go for a walk or dance to a TikTok or 20 jumping jacks or like whatever, oftentimes will help. It's not a cure-all, but it does help. I also exercise. Actually, let me segue that into things that help me fall asleep. Exercising regularly also helps me fall asleep. I teach at a local gym as well, part-time. And that regular exercise, when I don't have it, really messes up my schedule. Regular exercise helps me tire myself out so that I can sleep at night, which helps. So exercising both keeps me awake and helps me sleep better at night. Fun fact. Swimming especially is good. I don't have a pool, but my local gym does, so I have found that to be helpful. Let's see. Other things to help me fall asleep. I stopped drinking caffeine at about 2 o'clock, and I never have really eaten a lot of sugar, so I did this thing one time where I was like, I'm gonna cut out all my sugar and it's gonna help me so much. I really don't eat that much sugar, so it didn't do anything. And I was like, now I'm just grumpy, so I'm just gonna eat my sugar, it's fine. Let me grab these real quick. Now I bought these blue light glasses because I was like, yes, this is gonna be the solution. So they just look like regular glasses, but they're supposed to keep the blue light out of your eyes, which comes from like LED and sunlight and everything. My reviews of these are mixed, okay? So blue light also comes from the sun, and it naturally signals to your circadian rhythm that it's time to wake up and like be a functioning adult. So it's like, let me try wearing these. And I would start at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I would like put these on and wear them until about bedtime to try and help me sleep better. So do they work? I don't know. I genuinely don't know if these make a difference. If it's just a placebo effect. Like sometimes I'm like, yes, I feel the difference, and other times I'm like, but did they help? I don't know. They're not hurting me, so I'm willing to try it, especially if I'm just having a day where I'm like struggling. I'm like, let me go ahead and try the glasses because I can already tell I'm gonna have a hard time sleeping at night. I'll give it a go. I don't know that it really helps that much. When I was teaching and we were fully online, I did wear them more often because I felt like it kind of decreased the fatigue from my computer screen. And again, that could entirely be a placebo effect. The research on these are mixed at best. Okay, so that's one of my things to help me fall asleep. Now back to the alarm clock. And the reason that I keep the alarm clock is it has a fall asleep function. That when you click on that, it automatically fades to like a medium light, and it's playing, I don't know if you can hear it. I like the rain feature, so it's playing a rain feature right now. Hold on. And I have mine set for like an hour and a half. So over the next hour and a half, it'll keep playing that rain feature, and the light will slowly dim and kind of simulating like a setting sun. I do find that helpful when I'm going to sleep. The other thing that I find helpful is ASMR videos on YouTube, not the chewing ones. I don't want to hear people eat, but like the ones where they like crinkle something up next to the mic, kind of, that does kind of help. So, I wear earbuds. Well, let me rephrase that. I used to wear earbuds, and then I've never eaten in my sleep before. One day I had a dream about eating popcorn, and I bit down on one of my earbuds in my sleep, thought I broke my tooth. It was rough. I didn't actually swallow the earbud. I did spit it out, but ruined my earbuds. And I especially don't want to do that with my AirPods. Luckily, it was a cheap pair that I ruined. So I bought one of those like sleep headband things. And so it's a headband that also will play like soothing. Or well, it'll play, it's Bluetooth. So it'll play whatever you hook up. But I will play like an ASMR or a soothing thing. The guided meditations don't really work well for me. I don't find that helpful. Let's see. One of the other things that I bought, and again, results are mixed. I don't know whether or not it's placebo, is one of these acupressure mats. They have these spiky things that low-key hurt. And so you're supposed to like put it behind you, and you can either wear a thin shirt or not wear a shirt at all. And then you lay on it, and you're supposed to lay for like, I don't remember the time, like 20 minutes or something, and it like relieves tension, helps you fall asleep, and like, I do kind of like the way it feels. It's supposed to be, you know, similar principles to like acupressure or acupuncture. I don't know. I don't know if it really helps. But I kind of like the way it feels, so I do it. And let's see, I think that's everything. I have not talked about food because I'm going to do that in a separate video. I do intermittent fasting sort of, and I eat vegan, and I think that helps a lot, and I'm going to make another video all about that. I had something else. Oh yes. And probably the least glamorous thing that I do is I keep a pretty similar wake up schedule. I wake up every morning at the same time, and I try and go to bed every night at the same time. I'm not perfect at that, but having that like schedule does help. So those are the natural remedies that I do. Some of the things that I've tried that don't work, if I'm like driving and I'm tired, that whole like roll the window down and play loud music. No, that's soothing. I will go to sleep so much faster. The actual solution to that is pull over if you're feeling sleepy while you're driving into a gas station on the side of the road. I really don't care, and get up. And so I'll get up and I'll go into the gas station and I'll make myself like a slushie because it's cold and that kind of helps. And I'll get some sunflower seeds or boiled peanuts, do a little exercise, some jumping jacks, whatever. Get up and move. Seriously. I've also pulled over and just taken a nap because sometimes that's where we are in life. And yeah, I don't know. Don't push through it. Pull over. Other things that I've tried that don't work. I do use the peppermint essential oil to help me stay awake. I don't feel like lavender essential oil does anything. I tried it. I made this little like special spray for my pillow. It smells nice. I just don't think it helps me fall asleep in any way, shape, or form. Oh, and I do like, oh, I should have brought this. I have a sleepy time chamomile tea that I drink in the at night before I go to bed that I do like. And again, I'm not sure that the chamomile is really doing a whole lot, but it adds to that routine. It's that like warm, comforting feeling, and I just enjoy it. So I found that to be helpful. I also eat a big meal at night, which helps me sleep, and I'll talk more about my meals in the video I'm making about food. So I think that's everything. If you have something natural that has helped you, whether you have narcolepsy or just struggle with your energy levels, please put it in the comments. I would love to give it a try if I haven't already. I'm always looking for something. Yeah, that's it. So I hope this has been helpful, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you.